Hello and welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with another Lionsgate portal reading. This is going to be a general reading for the Lionsgate portal, so as always, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Saturday here today when I'm doing this reading. The last reading that I did, we picked up on a collective of Lionsgate portal energy for someone who's either like in a really long-term relationship or has reunited into a relationship with someone who they've known for a long time. So I'm wondering if we pull again, if I will pick up on a different collective here and maybe can help more folks here with some advice. So what do my viewers need to know, God, for this Lionsgate portal and the energy leading up to it? Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Ooh, that's like two fun energies. All right. So the first thing that I'm getting here is like some youthful energy. So pages are considered like the youngest of the court cards. They're often in the traditional tarot, they're kind of shown as like the children of the court. And then the knights are kind of like the teenagers of the court. So there's like some youthful, fun energy going on here. We have fire and water, and they both feel like adventurous to me. I love this. So the Page of Wands is kind of like the the minor arcana equivalent for me of the Fool card, where he's just kind of full of like fire and life and adventure, and really just ready to like move forward into the unknown. He's a pretty brave energy. There's like a fun, adventurous feeling to this. These cards feel really light to me. The Knight of Cups is, the Knights are, for me, represent like a lot of movement and forward movement. And the Cup suit is the suit of the emotions. So forward movement in your emotions. But the thing that's really sticking out to me here is his dolphin. Like, look at how joyful his dolphin is. I just think that's so sweet. And this guy's got like this cute, confident, like smirk on his face. I feel like even the dolphin here is like excited to be along for the ride. There's just like this bubbly, sweet, like fiery, emotional, like happy feeling with both of those cards together. Love that. I was like, this feels really good. It feels like something else is coming here. So the next card that we have is the Five of Cups. I've talked about this one before. It's been coming up in a lot of our readings recently. So in this deck, she's a mermaid and she's got the three kind of spilled cups here, which shows like regret or loss, some sort of like emotional pain in the past. And usually in this cup, in this card, the figures are facing and kind of focusing more on like the lost cups. Whereas there's still these two cups here that are holding like emotions and good things that the character on the card is kind of like ignoring. What I'm drawn to here, I think is really cool, is the autumn leaves. So here where I'm pulling in the Northern Hemisphere, it's like still kind of the height of summer. But soon enough, in like a month and a couple weeks, it's going to be the autumn equinox here. And the feeling of like her being near the ocean and these dead leaves sort of coming, it feels like a time of closure. It's just a minor arcana card. Although with that ocean there, it does feel pretty big, but just sort of like a gentle, I guess, dying away of this feeling maybe of like regret or loss. So maybe there's something in your life that's like ending, or sort of some energy kind of passing out of your life that you're feeling sad about. It's something that you were emotionally invested in. So right now you're just moving through that energy of like kind of sadness and letting it pass. And it almost feels like just like the season of autumn. It's like it happens kind of slowly over time, right? Like one day you wake up and the leaves are still green. And then the next day you wake up and, it's weeks later, but it seems like not that long. And then all of a sudden the trees are bare, right? So it just feels like the time passing of allowing that sort of sadness to go so that you can focus on the two cups that are incoming. And the 2 cups that are incoming very much feels like these guys. So in allowing this thing that's kind of done, this energy that is no longer resonating for you, or maybe this opportunity that didn't work out, it's allowing like the joy of this new bubbly adventure energy to come in. I feel like these guys are these 2 cups. Boop, boop. Yeah. Page of Wands here, Knight of Cups there, right? The Knight of Cups even brought his own cup to the party. So this is beautiful. The next cards that came out, the cards are very chatty. I feel like they like talking to me about this Lionsgate portal. The Ace of Swords, the 3 of Coins, and the Empress. We've been seeing so much of the Empress lately. I love that. I'm feeling that as your energy. So as I've said before, like I don't read biological gender or whatever in the cards. Like it's all just energy. So you can be a male with Empress energy. You can be a female with Empress energy. You can identify as neither and have Empress energy. So it's not about the biological gender ever of any of the cards. It's just the energy that's in them. So the Ace of Swords, I feel like I pointed this out with another ace in this deck. I think it might have been in the other Alliance portal reading. It was the Ace of Cups that had like this similar sacred geometry around it. I love that. It's so beautiful. So it just feels to me like this spiritual enlightenment, this complete clarity. Like, I don't know. Sometimes with the sword, sorry, I'm struggling to think of the words of how to explain this. What I'm getting here is sometimes the swords represent just this like, decisive clarity. And sometimes that clarity can be a bit cutting. It almost is like someone telling you the truth and like it's maybe not what you wanted to hear. So it's good in a sense because it allows you to like get that clarity and move on, but it still kind of hurts getting sliced with the truth, right? So this doesn't feel painful. But it does feel like a slicing, like maybe just that acceptance of like whatever it was that was in these 3 cups just didn't work out for you, and just accepting that like that's not what the universe has planned for you, right? But being able to trust that there's something so much bigger and so much better for you and so much brighter here coming in. It's really beautiful. What I'm noticing here, there's like a 3s theme. So this is interesting because in my other Lion Gate, I got like a 4s theme, 4 and 44. So here we have the 3 cups down that I'm really drawn to. We have 3 birds here on the Ace of Swords. Then we have the 3 of Coins and the Empress, which is a 3. So we have 3, 3, 3, 3. And then we have these guys are a 2 and these 2 cups are a 2. So 22 and then 3, 3, 3. I don't know if that will be significant to anyone, but that feels very significant to me. It feels like a building, like the energy is flowing for me like a pyramid with like a really wide solid base. And that feels really good. So the 3 of Coins here, it's interesting because in the traditional tarot, this is a card of like teamwork. And in this one, this guy is doing it by himself. So it's kind of like an interesting divergence from the typical tarot, but it's kind of resonating for me with these cards because there's a solo figure here in the Empress card as well. I feel like this is about this collective that I'm reading for here for the Lionsgate portal. The energy of this portal for you is going to be more around yourself. And you could even resonate with both of the readings. So maybe the other one is something that's going on in your relationship, whereas this is like something that's going on for you more as like an individual. But I don't see relationship being kind of in this one other than like your relationship with yourself is really what this reading is talking about. So the 3 of Coins is just getting it done. Like this guy made this beautiful statue. He's all the way up on the roof by himself, like putting up this angel statue. It's really lovely, like accomplishing that, putting your sweat and your effort, and your time, investing in that. And it feels like investing in spirit. So however that resonates for you, for me, I call it God. It could be multiple gods and goddesses. It could be calling it source, the universe, whatever resonates for you as like a higher power. But the fact that this man made this beautiful like angel statue and he's placing it on the church just feels to me like there's an element of spiritual work here that's being talked about. And again, even with being attracted to like this sacred geometry shape around the Ace of Swords, it feels like you've invested a lot of your time and energy into this spiritual work and you have this glow up on the way. And then the Empress, I feel like I've talked about her so much lately. I just love her. I love the card in this deck. She's so beautiful and peaceful. She's abundant. I think she's holding like a little pomegranate here. Just like in these beautiful robes, these gorgeous golden colors, looking right at you. She's really like present. I feel that with her. She's present with herself. She's like appreciating the abundance that's around her. It has like a gratitude energy, kind of like Thanksgiving, like having that harvest and feeling like you have abundance, you have enough, you have good food around you, and you have beautiful clothing to wear, and like it's a nice day out and the weather's pretty and you've got this beautiful land to hang out on and you're appreciating nature. Like it's kind of that nice feeling of like, wow, this feels like a good day, and like the warmth of the sunlight on your skin and the feeling of like good food in your stomach, and it's like a really beautiful feeling. So yeah, I feel like in terms of like the energy of the 8-8 portal and being able to work with the portal, it feels like allowing these 5 cups, this sort of feeling of autumn and like letting the dead leaves just sort of drift out of your life, right? It's like the universe sort of sifting things out for you that don't align with you anymore, and that it's okay to feel that sadness, right? Like this is about feelings. Like she had feelings connected to whatever was in those cups, right? Whatever she has lost. I feel like the energy of the portal can support you in really like compassionately and lovingly releasing these things that are no longer serving you or that are like passing out of your experience. So it could be something like to specifically ask the portal for, like, say a prayer to the universe, to God, to whatever resonates, and just say, please assist me during this Lionsgate portal in releasing all things that are in my life that no longer resonate with my highest good and best interest and greatest joy. And kind of let it be that simple and send that prayer out there and let the universe help you. So it's beautiful. I always feel like I feel like excited because I can feel the sadness of releasing these things that are no longer serving you, right? That you once thought were really special or were things that were coming in. And at the same time, I feel the complete joy of like the healing that you're doing and what's coming in, and like the fun and adventure in this Page of Wands and Knight of Cups is like so beautiful. I just feel like a lot of happiness in my heart that this is the energy that you're going to be in once this kind of passes for you. It's like just letting it wash away into the ocean. So I'm feeling called to keep using the same deck. I'm like really drawn to this deck lately. I love it. This is the Elemental Tarot. I don't want to misspeak. Yeah, the Elemental Wisdom Tarot. I just think it's so lovely. All right. Do you have any advice for my viewers for this Lionsgate portal? What does this collective need to know about the Lionsgate portal? God, what advice do you have? I think I just saw one flip in there. 5 of Swords. Interesting. It's interesting that we have 2 5s. So for me, 5s symbolize change. These are kind of 2 of the more difficult 5s. This one is an intense card, the visual on here. So you can see that there's like the 5 swords. There's these bones of what looks like a dead raven maybe. And then this snake just like curled around there. So in the Five of Swords, in the traditional tarot, there's usually a feeling of like betrayal associated with it. I feel like I'm getting from this card a feeling of like not letting yourself get attacked by ego. So in the card, there's like even some blood where it looks like this creature was killed, right? And for me, crows often represent ego thoughts, and they big time represent death and transformation for me. But I'm feeling a need for like boundaries here. Like this snake is kind of just having a temper tantrum. I feel like that's the energy that I'm getting from it. And he's representing ego, where like my spiritual teacher was just talking about this today, that when ego feels threatened, it can kind of dig in and kind of like rear its head and basically do what this snake is doing, right? It's like trying to attack you, trying to make it you think that it's real, that it's powerful. But what does this snake have power over? Like there's bones and some swords. Like it's just weird that he's in like fighting mode. So I feel like there's a part of you that's maybe fighting an ego piece that's fighting this change. It feels like not being at peace with the death and the change that's happening, and especially with it being a 5 and the 5 of Cups also being out and 5s representing change. It's just a piece of you, or a piece of you that's kind of relating to ego, or like identifying as ego, sort of having a little bit of a sneaky temper tantrum about the change. So just setting some boundaries there. I feel like that's what the swords are saying to me. It feels like a sword fence, kind of. That's what I'm seeing. So creating some boundaries within yourself around ego, so that if ego starts attacking you kind of the way the snake is being aggressive, you can just say, that's ego. I don't believe that, right? So let me give you kind of like a practical example of what that might be. So for example, what comes to mind is just a relationship piece, but it doesn't even necessarily have to be that. It's just an example of the energy. But let's say there was a relationship that you really wanted to work out, and you kind of gave it your best effort and you put a lot of energy towards it, and it just didn't happen. And it got to the point where you felt like you were kind of fighting to keep the relationship. And maybe you guys both decided, you know what, this just doesn't feel right. I don't think this is it. Let's just kind of move on, right? So of course you're going to be in this energy of kind of mourning that relationship, right? Feeling those sad feelings about it not working out because it's something that you were once invested in. So what this card would represent is ego kind of rearing up and saying maybe that the relationship didn't work out because you're not good enough. Or maybe you are doomed to be alone forever because you're not lovable. So the snake representing like those ego thoughts that are kind of trying to like keep you trapped in a cycle of feeling not good enough, not lovable. Let's say it was a job situation where maybe you made a mistake or you lost your job, and this could be the snake saying like, haha, you always screw up. You're always going to be a failure, right? So those horrible thoughts that sometimes come up, they're really, I guess there's like a feeling here of not giving too much power to it. Like it's okay to just look at it logically and say, oh, there's one of those snake thoughts, right? There's one of those ego thoughts. I'm feeling like I'm not good enough. And then make sure that you go into that space and love yourself there. Because you are good enough and you are worthy, and it's safe to just claim that and heal it. You're allowed to have love and stability and be valued and important. And the way that you get that is by giving it to yourself first. So I hope that was an okay explanation. It took me a little while, I think, to find the words to express that. But that's really what it is. It's like these snake thoughts that are kind of coming up from ego to try to like attack you and like keep you down or keep you small. And And you don't have to be susceptible to that at all, because look, like the universe is giving you this like glorious glowing sword of freedom, right? Like even the birds flying around feels like so free. They're just like fully expanding their wings. I'm drawn to like that their little heart chakras and their chests are open, and this like glowing sword, right? Like it's okay to take this sword of truth and tell the snake what's what. You have to take any nonsense from this guy. He's invested, ego is invested in trying to keep you down here. So this is the next card that came out. It's so beautiful. I love this message. 9 of Cups. So she's just like blissing out on this vine. There's like all these beautiful emotional cups here for her. So the 9 of Cups is one of the wish come true cards. It's kind of like the star of the minor arcana. I feel like in terms of advice for you for the Lionsgate portal, it's just let the good in. Like this is the glow up that you're glowing into, is this incredible divine feminine power of like receiving, kind of being like, I don't know how to say this, like being like the princess of the universe, like letting the universe treat you like a precious princess, like giving you your wishes come true. That's what this energy is. And I mean, the Empress is no princess. Like she's definitely like a grown feminine energy, but I think the sweetness of this card is what's feeling that way for me. Just like feeling like really sweetly provided for and like taken care of. It's just really a really, really sweet energy. I love that. So again, with that 5 of Swords and that sort of snaky ego energy, just that it's really, really, really safe to recognize it for what it is and not feel the need to like get stuck in it, right? Or even believe it. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. We have the Strength card. That's so funny because lions came out in our other Lionsgate portal reading. So here's the Strength card with another lion for us. I love that. Yeah. It's just another divine feminine completely in her power. So one of the coolest things about the Strength card, I've studied this one quite a bit. It's the number 8. One of the coolest things about the Strength card is that she tames the lion with gentleness. So she's not fighting it. She's not, trying to like conquer it or beat it down or have like a power struggle with it or anything like that. She just is calm and gentle. And the lion responds to that energy in her. So the lion in the card represents kind of like our base instincts. So kind of like our raw emotions, our raw emotional reactions, maybe like those pathways right into the things that we would normally do or say when we're triggered. And the Strength card talks about developing like a profound self-awareness and compassion and patience with yourself around being able to sort of gentle and soothe that kind of reactive emotional part of yourself. Being able to be more of like a compassionate observer rather than like a reactor. So that cultivates a sense of like self-confidence and calm that is profound. It's like so deeply, profoundly calm and like loving of herself. I just love the Strength card. Can you tell? It's just such a good card. And it's really fun for it to come out for the Lionsgate portal too with the lion on it like that. Yeah, I feel like if you're in this collective for the portal, the Empress and the Strength card both have a similar vibe in that way, where it's really just being in your divine feminine power and being like fully present with yourself and fully yourself in a way that's really, really beautiful. This is so sweet. So here comes the star, which I just referenced around the 9 of Cups. And then the card before it is the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands for me feels like laying down those burdens, laying down a struggle that you've been having and just being done with it. And then the star is the universe coming in and bringing you like healing and gifts. So especially for this portal, it feels to me like the advice from the universe is take these burdens and use this portal energy to work through them, to lay them down, to like surrender them to the universe, right? And allow this star energy to come pouring in. It's funny. So I was looking up the portal, and I think it's in alignment with a star in Orion, and then the Earth and the Sun and Leo, like all kind of line up together, if that makes any sense. So anyways, I might be Sirius. I'll try and remember to put it in the comments. But I wonder if that would be significant to any of you guys, like the particular star that the alignment is in, because there is like this one star kind of featured here as well. I love Orion. He's like probably one of my favorite, if not my very most favorite constellation in the whole sky. So this is really special. I feel like the universe is telling you to like hand over your burdens through this portal. I am literally picturing like you handing the universe your burdens through like this portal, and then receiving from the universe like this divine glow up, right? And really using that energy to just be like your divine feminine. It's awesome. That feels really complete to me. I feel like I explained that pretty well. The biggest advice here, I think, is around that ego. So I just keep coming up. I don't know if this will be like a fun way for any of you guys to think about it, but the snake thoughts. It's just that word snake thoughts keeps coming into my head. So when you get those sneaky snake thoughts that are trying to make you feel not good enough, or like you messed up, or like you'll never have anything that you want, just make sure that you can tell yourself like, that's a snake thought. That's not true, right? I get to have the things that I want, and the universe wants to bring me good things. And kind of set a boundary with that. Now, I am good enough, you know? All right. I have some oracle cards here. I don't use this deck very much, so I felt called to today. Any more messages or advice for my viewers in this collective around the Lionsgate portal, please, God? Any more advice for my viewers in this collective? We got, ooh, the Magician. I love that. Ooh, it's cool that it's a skeleton too. So for me, I'm laughing because I used to be so freaked out by the death card in the tarot because I thought it meant someone was going to die or like something bad was going to happen to me. But as I've learned tarot more and done like a lot more spiritual work, death is a symbol of transformation. And that's, for me, that's like really all that it is anymore. So when I see we've got a 5 here, we've got the 5 over here, and then this card comes out with like the skeleton on it. Again, there's like a 3 theme going on, right? And he's even got these three balloons, so it's matching up with this. That's so funny. I'm getting distracted by the numbers right now. Give me a minute. Yeah, there's like a lot of number things in this reading that I'm noticing. Okay, focus, Christine. So the Magician here is you like creating your reality. So this is a choice that you get to make, right? In terms of working with the Lionsgate portal energy. If you want to, you can just move on with your life and not even notice or care that the Lionsgate is going on, right? If you want to, you can actively say, hey, universe, I choose to use this portal as like a vehicle for my transformation, basically. I choose to let you support me transform through this Lionsgate portal. And then being able to co-create as the magician with the universe is like really beautiful. So you have the power here to ask for that and to call in, again, like this Empress and this strength and the star. There's a lot of potential healing here for this collective. And again, like the other reading I did was very relationship based. And this one is like very individual. This feels like 100% your personal healing. The other one I got here is called the Key. This is neat. I've never seen this one before. The Key. I mean, for me, what comes up is that it's, I keep hitting the stand, sorry. What's coming up is that doing this inner work is the key to everything. Like, so this is my, like, very briefly to share something that I believe in spiritually. Like, we are all eternal spiritual beings who are like infinitely powerful, here having a human experience to learn certain things, to ascend, to grow, to gain what we can, you know, from being here as humans. And I feel like part of the awakening process is like realizing that, like, you are powerful and you are everything that's beautiful and magical and good and wonderful in the universe. Like, that lives inside of you, which is one of the reasons why I think it's so easy for me to say with these snake thoughts, like, no, it's not true, right? Because that's ego. That's what ego wants you to believe, but that's not the truth of like who you really are as a spiritual being. So take this if it resonates. If it doesn't, no worries. For me, that's just my personal belief. So I feel like these cards actually go together because the key here is realizing that, like, you have the power to create your own reality. You are a magnificent manifester. And doing this healing work, really going into those places where you're having those ego thoughts or you're having these really sad feelings that we saw in the Five of Cups, and just loving yourself there is what allows all of this good stuff to come in. It's what allows this like joyful adventure that's represented by the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups here, this joyful adventure of like this new leg of your journey, right? And like, you don't know what's over the next horizon, and that's fine. And it's like exciting kind of, right? Like it's happy and it's wonderful to know that there's something amazing on the other side, better than you could ever imagine. And the fact that we have these two wishes come true cards here is showing me that the universe really, 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 really wants to help you co-create something very magical with the energy of this Lionsgate portal that will put you in a place of being able to just receive abundance and blessings and healing and love, and really being at peace with yourself and going to a whole new level of like self-knowledge and self-love. It's really beautiful. And I noticed the card on the bottom, it says I don't even know how to pronounce that word, Maestro, the little black cat, and the moon phases. He's so cute. It's reminding me of a reading that I did recently where I pointed out the Queen of Wands had like a black cat near her. And I was talking about how she felt really peaceful and like kind of self-possessed, just really present with herself. And that was like what was attracting the cat to her, because the cat could feel that vibe. I actually feel like that's really vibing off of the Strength card for me. It's a similar energy. So feeling just really peaceful and like with herself, right? Like this woman, she's just a woman. She's not perfect. She is going to be, I call it perfectly imperfect, right? She's going to have things that make her mad, and she's going to have bad hair days, and she's going to, you know, have stretch marks or whatever. You know, there's going to be things, times that she snaps at someone or loses her patience. Like, none of us are perfect, but we are all perfectly imperfect. And being able to accept that and love ourselves exactly as we are, even those perfect imperfections is the best way to say it, I guess. Completely loving and accepting ourselves. Like, that's what cultivates that peace and that sense of just being present and like with yourself. So that's what this feels like to me. And even like Maestro, right, is like someone who is directing the orchestra, right? So being able to kind of feels like magician energy to me, like being able to take the sort of tools in front of you, basically take the things that the universe has given you and sort of take those threads and figure out how to weave them into something beautiful. and asking the universe for help to do that, right? Like that's what the universe is saying here is like, please ask for help. I have many, many, many beautiful things that I would like to give you. You don't have to do this alone. It's okay if you feel sad. It's okay if you're having these ego thoughts about yourself. Let me help you. Yeah, that feels really, really complete. I just feel like the universe is really extending an offer to you. So if you are in this collective and if this resonates with you, please make sure that you take advantage of the energies of the Lionsgate portal. I know personally there's like a ton of guided meditations or even like articles online that you can read. I like doing guided meditations. That's really fun for me. So maybe look on like YouTube or find an article of like different things that you can do to take advantage of that Lionsgate portal energy. Because I feel like the universe is like beckoning you. It's like, come on, let me help you. It's just like right on the other side of the portal. So hopefully that resonates. That feels really complete. I love the energy of this reading. It's one of those ones that I don't want it to be over because the vibe feels so lovely. I would love to hear from you guys about your manifestations and what's coming up for you. So please feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment, as any and all of those things help my channel as I'm growing. I hope you have the most wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye.